for every 30 seconds that you go over after like the whole real timeline that you gotta do, something's gonna happen. So that's gonna be fun if somebody does it. Please, somebody do it once. No, I shouldn't invite that. That's awful. Anyway, the person who's probably gonna break this rule is coming up right now. Scott Corker.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, wow.
It's large print. We're good.
Oh, for the Constitution with him.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Refresher.
I had a granny. There was a tranny. She used to spank me on my fanny. It was always cute and never manly. And never forgot to hide her candy. My granny tranny. Today's show is brought to you by the letter C. And number 4.
It is.
I've been told that I have a terrible potty mouth. That's just awful. I've been told that there are people that complained about my routine. The two obvious things are like, one, alright, so I had this bit about a rapper, and he had, say, incestuous love relations, which I described with a 12-letter word, starts with M, ends with R. Means the love of a mother and a son. I believe that in sexually. And then people were complaining about that. I was going, man, in Georgia? Hey, really? That's like going to Hawaii and complaining about the volcanoes. I mean, besides transplants, if there wasn't for incest, Georgia wouldn't have enough people to put into a tractor pull. I mean, really. So they're upset at the female N-word. It starts with a C, ends with a T. Means a woman. Or a hole for placing in penises and extruding babies. Or in the Scottish context, colloquially, a man, acting like a woman. Now, I have never insulted anyone with this term because, of course, I love this term here that I'm not going to say. And I was talking to Shane, and the whole time I'm talking to him, I'm reliving his bit about the little girl who's relating her poop hole getting pleasured by somebody's pee-pee.
That was
in the 7-Eleven.
That was his bit, not mine.
No, Chris had a different bit. His was a little monkey. It was having non-consensual sexual feelings with some random African as a start to the plague of our century. A little too soon, but you know, who doesn't like a monkey? A cute little monkey. Anyway, so like I love these words, and you know, I did the bit already, that Lenny Bruce died so that we don't get arrested saying a 4-letter word starts with C, ends with T, and I can't do shit this fuck, cocksucker, and tits, so I can't do my bit on that. But anyway, I wasn't going to do that anyway, because you know I do like extreme material, but not really. Who is the most extreme comedian in the world? Anybody got any ideas? Most extreme comedian ever? Comedian performer?
Carrot Top.
Carrot Top. Carlin. No, pussies.
Bill Maher.
Pussy, man. No, we're talking about somebody that was put to death for his crime. Not Jesus, but that's good. This guy, and you know, think about extreme comedy. It doesn't come out of the stand-up world, really. You know, the most extreme comedian was a party clown. I'm talking about the late great John Wayne Gacy. Extreme party clown, #1. The world's most extreme entertainment. It's a balloon animal. It's a handcuff trick. Rochambeau down the boat. That's extreme comedy. And then you got like extreme music. Is it black metal? Is it Satan? No. Any of those pussy Norwegians are like, oh man, he murdered like one guy. Like big deal. And again, the extreme musician comes from the most pathetic form of music, folk music. And of course I'm talking, anybody guess this? Extreme folk musician.
Charlie Manson.
Charlie Manson, there we go. Garbage dump, oh garbage dump. Now, if you're going to call yourself an extreme musician, you got to have your own ranch, a line of bitches, and you got to like give messages the man in the fetus abortion message. You need to like paint the blood of the thing. You can't be called extreme. So anyway, those are my extreme musicians. I'm gonna do my piece that I've got. And like I said, I was talking to Shane and I said, I don't have any of these words. Starts with C, ends with T. So I might have to have y'all help me out. But it's the last line in this. Richard was manager at Staples, but his life's ambition was to be crowned Queen of Vampires. There's quite a lot of obvious obstacles to this quest. First, it's hard to be a Queen of the Vampires when you faint at the sight of blood. He'd go to Draco's vampire party and he'd be drinking all white wine fortified with red food coloring and Adderall. And when the razors would come out, he'd have to close his eyes or face a very public fainting spell. The second obstacle was his job. You just can't be taken seriously as a Queen of the Vampires when you work at a strip mall. Some cute business type would come in, order 50 cents, two-sided color. He would look deeply into his eyes. You are a slave to my will. The results were never as good as he'd like them to be. He even intercepted a customer complaint form about this creepy guy. He kept staring at me. And his collection of vampire slaves was obviously behind schedule. And the third most vexing problem was that Richard, aspiring Queen of the Vampires, had a dick. Worst of all, he was attached to it. And all the solutions to this problem, the normal solutions, he found impossible. First, the operation. Well, just the thought of blood, he'd get the phone up to make the call and wake up on the floor. He tried to hide his candy, but an overactive bladder sent him to the men's room for a very bloody duct tape incident because he forgot his pube shave. Then finally, he simply would wish his penis away. His vampire powers were such that he could make himself think his dick was gone. But then the thought of this would get him all excited and that blow the illusion. So, like very many things in Richard's life, he decided not to deal with his penis. Richard vowed he would be the first Queen of the Vampires with a penis. After all, there have been lots of queens with penises. Famously, the Queen of Sweden, famously a transsexual, clearly pre-op, would tirelessly sodomize and be sodomized by a large number of well-endowed servants, military, and courtiers. Richard had seen this in a 10-part documentary, The Queen of Sweden, that he'd rented at the Joy Adult Book Center. Richard always had a very tenuous grip on reality. Well, Richard showed up at the vampire ball with his two vampire slaves, Igor and Herman, following behind. He saw the sign-up table surrounded by goth chicks in corsets, high heels, and cellulite. Richard was thinking, I made this look good. So, as he approached the table, this goth girl turned around to confront him and said, Richard, what are you doing? I'm signing up to be Queen of the Vampires. She rolled his eyes with a snort. Well, let me guess, Catherine, your horse died on you and you had to eat your way to freedom. Richard knew that the first thing you have to do to be Queen of the Vampires was you'd have to learn how to punch a golf girl in the cunt. Thank you, that's it.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay. No, wait. What? 2 claps left in you?